Hey there, Rusty Nelson here, talking watercolor, episode vlog 35. Been doing this for 35 weeks. I've been doing a lot of reflections on the upcoming anniversary of starting this channel, doing watercolor tutorials, and it grew into doing drawing tutorials as well. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to be talking a little bit, if not today, maybe in an upcoming episode real soon, kind of the plans and things I want to accomplish in year two. I've managed to accomplish almost to date 17,000 subscribers and gosh, almost 700,000 views of all the tutorials on this channel. So that's amazing considering watching my tutorials as I post them. I'm getting anywhere from from 300 to 400 views up to 1,500, with a couple of big outliers that have really generated a lot of interest in the channel. So yeah, it's been a wild ride. Been learning a lot this last year. I've kind of been equating it in my mind's eye to semesters in the school year. So I have two classes essentially on this channel, a drawing class and a watercolor class. And then these talking head videos are really just designed for me to get better at speaking to that little camera right up there. So I've been changing a lot of things, have different equipment in the last few months, upgrading some of that, but I'm still working with an iPad and an iPhone shooting these things. I've been experimenting with a computer up in my office at the university, plugging everything in and running it from I'm still shooting my downward shots with an iPhone, and that being my document camera looking down on where I'm drawing. And that's really kind of sweet, being able to port it directly into the computer. So right now my drafting table does not have a computer set up on this whole mechanical arm setup that I am working with. So it's iPads and iPhones, and then I export or airdrop the video over to my computer that's up in another room. So one of these days we'll see. I may consolidate. Maybe after I retire, I'll kind of rework my whole rig. And that's really kind of what I've been doing. And by the way, before I forget, before I get any deeper in, welcome new viewers and welcome returning viewers and subscribers. I really do appreciate all the views and the comments and the likes that you've been giving me. It really does keep me motivated to continue producing these videos and tutorials. I've been kind of looking at this as the courses that I teach up at the university, bringing that same knowledge and information I bring to college age kids and putting it out here on YouTube for the retired, soon to be retired, and people who just want to get back to being creative. They may be, for whatever reason, life may have gotten in the way, gotten them sidetracked from being creative and continuing their interests in drawing. So that's really what I want to do here, is to rekindle that flame, that creative desire, and get you back onto your creative journey, whatever it is, whether it's drawing, whether it's watercolor painting, something. Just get back in there and start producing again. And that's the key to kind of unlocking all the potential that watercolor and creating artwork can bring into your life. It is a factor of quality of life where it gives you something to do other than just the standard sitting in front of a TV and watching silly stuff that you're probably healthier not watching. So anyway, that's what we're doing here. I went over a whole bunch of comments last week, and I got to one that I said I'd kick over to this week, and it was from a younger person. Looked like they had already completed a degree at university and they'd gotten out, but they have a desire, they have an interest in getting good at drawing, getting good at making art, whatever it is. Doesn't have to be watercolor, but just the process of making and creating, and how do you reach a professional level, right? And whether or not you have to have formal training to reach that point. So that was the main question. And I responded and asked back, what are your goals? Are you wanting to make a pivot and get into it and create these skills so that you can get a job in what area? What are you looking at doing? Drawing and painting. If you're really wanting to get good at that, there's some pretty limited, narrow windows for what you can do professionally. There's the design track where you might be going in and becoming an any number of types of illustrators out there that are working. It might be an advertising illustrator. It might be a editorial illustrator. Maybe something for magazines and things like that. There's that track. There's also now, the comic book art, and graphic novels. There's a career path going down that route as well, which really leads to a lot of practice and learning how to draw the figure in any position with or without reference, by the way, too. So those guys are amazing. Those comic book and graphic novelists that work realistically with the human figure. They know the figure inside and out, can draw it in any position, any angle, any camera angle, all of that. It's just amazing to see what they're doing. And I follow a couple of different guys on YouTube myself just to watch their technique and their process in coming up with those characters. It is very impressive to see the amount of work and dedication they put into learning those skills. Also, a lot of people on the digital side who are doing a lot of this stuff with tablets, iPads, working on computers with Wacom tablets and things like that. They had some really good tutorials as well. So I guess that was a long way around the barn to tell this person that depending upon what they're wanting to do, you may not need. There's plenty of content on YouTube that will get you to that point if you have the dedication and the motivation to get in there and put in the time, put in your reps, and do all the things that you need to learn. And don't think it all happens immediately. It doesn't happen quickly. It takes a lot of work, and you'll find various things that you have aptitudes for and other things you're going to have to work harder on to get up to speed with. But get in there and do it, and you can find those resources at your fingertips now with YouTube, where in the old days you may have had to find a local art instructor and go in and work with them and actually take lessons, pay money. But now with YouTube, there are tons and tons of free resources for you to get in there and absorb, learn, practice, and do that. So that, I think, for somebody who I think has already got a job, maybe just graduated, got a job working, and they want to start doing something creative, but they can't go back to school. So there's a couple of, I think I kind of felt like there's an underlying inhibition or restriction that they wasn't really excited about the idea of going back to school or even, investing that kind of a financial commitment going back to school, especially in art school, which those things can be highly, highly pricey, or getting into a local university or something like that, which might be more affordable, but even that's getting pretty pricey these days. So, and this person was pretty much telling me that no, they just wanted to get good at it for their own satisfaction, and if it happened to lead to some jobs and things they could do with it, then that's all the better. But they really had a desire just to, improve their own self, with learning this skill set. So with that information in hand, it's definitely, I think, the route is to get in there and start finding the content creators on YouTube that you think will get you to that point. And that's the biggest trick with the YouTube content is wading your way through who is going to get you to that point. So, and if you're fairly mature, I think you'll be able to weed out those who are really out there trying to give you good information, or whether or not they're just trying to sell you a course or something. I've been through a lot of funnels that have, as I was investigating getting started in YouTube or some means of doing something with my artwork in retirement, I've gone through and seen a lot of funnels and seen a lot of pitches for some pretty pricey, extremely pricey programs for people. And what they're really selling you when you get into those kind of situations is they're trying to sell you the shortcut. They have done all the hard work for you and have picked out and gone through all the content that is out on YouTube and given you the best things, the shortest path to that end result. But, and that may be true, but the deciding factor is your ability to commit and practice and work on this, because that's really where it comes down to. So it's that 10,000 hours, 3 years, whatever, however long it's going to take you to be a serious student in the subject matter, whatever it is. Is it drawing? Is it human figures? Is it portraits? Is it watercolor, landscapes? Any of those things. Each one of those things is a specialty that it's a rabbit hole you can go down and spend a lot of time perfecting. And you may not be good at other things, but you're good at that one thing. You may be the best damn cityscape artist in the world, but maybe something else will screw with you, right? But normally, if you're good at that, you're going to be able to pull off a lot of different subject matter, and it's just going to be a matter of what you like and what you don't like. So, and I know that for a fact because I spent so long just really focusing on working with the things I liked doing. And it wasn't until maybe 15, 16 years ago that I kind of started pushing myself out of comfort zones. Everybody gets in a comfort zone. That's the biggest hurdle. And I realized that, especially working as a designer, you have to become kind of a visual chameleon to be able to do and pull off different looks for depending upon what the client's wanting. And the same is true depending upon what level of an illustrator you might be. If you're a top-notch, I've got a style illustrator, you're working in your style no matter what the client is or what they're wanting. It's your style that they're coming to you for. But if you're not at that rarefied level of illustration fame and notoriety, you're going to have to be more of a jack of all trades and a master of many styles to make a living in doing that. So, well, now throw in all the frustrations that I'm sure AI is generating in not only the design but especially the illustration markets. It's going to be another bloodbath. So anyway, boy, it's going to be an upper for a conversation here. But anyway, that person, definitely get in there. I think you can do this without expending a lot of money. I mean, I can relate to that as well because I'm starting this YouTube channel with the same mindset. I wasn't going to drop a ton of money into this. I wanted to see how it would go just simply by me learning from the content that I can glean from YouTube and realizing what's good, what's bad. I don't know yet. I'm learning what I don't know, right? I know now what I don't know, and now I'm starting to kind of fill in the holes on what I need to know and what I need to get better at. So, yes, you can do it. I think it's definitely doable. And that's coming from a guy who is actually, teaching in a formal program the skill sets. But I think that this is more than I've used YouTube and the tutorials on YouTube in class at the university for a number of years now. And it's good content if you find the right people. And it's pretty evident once you stumble across various people who the content creators who are really good and will be able to help you out. So get in there. Do some more investigating on the various content creators and start drawing and painting. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be a formal thing. If you're just really kind of doing it for personal growth, get in there and do it. And jump over here to this channel. I'm here to help you out as well. Drop me some comments, and I'm more than happy to offer any suggestions and tips and or critiques if you're even looking for that. So. Well, I've been going on for almost 15 minutes, so that is this week's Talking Watercolor. It is finals week. I think I mentioned that earlier. So it's kind of crazy. I did post a re-edit of my old world city scene with the figure in it without the goofy ass jazz music being too loud in the background. I put some goofy ass guitar, so easy listening guitar music in the background. I toned it down though. So, hey, all right, I'm going to quit yammering on. I hope you got some value out of this little discussion I have thrown out there today. So if you did, give me a like and a subscribe. I really do appreciate you guys watching and giving me those subscriptions. And I'll see you guys at the next Talking Watercolor.